Okay, we should be live.
Great, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. We'll begin the meeting of the MPO Policy Board for November 10th, 2022. The first thing we need to do is conduct a roll call, a verbal roll call. So, Mayor Dennis. Okay, well, if it says he was going to be on, we'll proceed and see if he gets on. David Byers. I see David, he's muted.
You yelling at me?
Yep, David Byers.
Here.
Thank you. Tentative was Larry Leverance. Is Larry here or not? Okay. Perry Brown.
Present.
Thank you. Peter Bunder.
Here.
Cindy Murray.
Here.
Ben Murray.
Here.
I believe it says that Julie is going to be on also. Is that correct?
Julie again?
Yeah, it's got a yes by her name and an X also. I thought maybe she was
Probably not until January.
just listening in potentially. Okay, thank you, Ben. I see Larry Leverance has arrived. Larry, we're taking roll. You're muted, Larry.
There, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. We'll add you to the roll call. And Shane Spears.
I'm present.
Thank you, Shane. We do have a quorum, and we'll see if Mayor Dennis joins us in a little bit then. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the October 13th, 2022 meeting. Those have been communicated to you. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
Okay, any questions, changes, or Scribner's errors? Hearing none, we'll conduct a roll call vote. David Byers.
Aye.
Larry Leverance.
Aye.
Perry Brown.
Aye.
Peter Bunder.
Aye.
Cindy Murray.
Aye.
Ben Murray.
Aye.
Shane Spears.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Thank you, everyone. The next item on the agenda is a resolution T22-13 to amend the 2022-2026 Transportation Improvement Program. And I believe Doug has been able to join us. I know that was tentative, but I see Doug has joined us. And so, Doug, we'll turn that over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. We have received a request from the Tippecanoe County Highway Department to amend the TIP. Specifically, they received federal funds from NDOT to replace two more bridges. Those bridges are bridges numbers 80 and 83. 80 is located on 700 West, which is right near West Point, and Bridge 83 is located a pinch to the west of that, and both of them are over Flint Creek. The preliminary engineering is targeted to begin this federal or the state fiscal year, with construction in for the two bridge replacement projects. As you can see, that substantial construction costs between both of them, nearly or over $6 million. And I'd like to point out that yes, the Technical Transportation Committee did review and recommend the approval of this amendment to this board. We did receive updated information that the cost for County Road Bridge 80 did increase, and fortunate enough, NDOT did provide the additional federal funds for that. So these funding amounts are slightly different than what the Technical Transportation Committee approved. But nevertheless, the project prices are shown in the staff report, and APC staff is recommending approval of this TIP amendment through Resolution T 22-13. Are there any questions or comments?
Thank you, Doug. Hearing none, we'll go ahead and conduct a roll call vote. David Byers.
Yes.
Larry Leverance.
Aye.
Harry Brown.
Aye.
Peter Funder.
Aye.
Cindy Murray.
Aye.
Ben Murray.
Aye.
Shane Spears.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. The resolution is approved. Item on the agenda is the APC progress report, and under that we have some MPO update, and the first one is the U.S. Bike Route 37, and Doug will be handling that.
Well, the good news is that we recently received a timeline from NDOT, specifically the department in central office, to process and hopefully submit the approval of the route next April. It involves a variety of different things, including public outreach. They did add an additional item to that in terms of a survey. We don't know what specifically they are wanting to do with that, but they are wanting an extensive public outreach. They would like to have cyclists ride the route, so we have put some ideas together because, as you know, it's getting colder out, so I imagine we will probably be gathering a group of cyclists and actually drive the route, in essence, to save time in doing that, and then they can look at the route while nice and warm in the cars. In addition to that, there will be district review. The route was sent to the 3 districts that are involved, and I do know that a couple of them have already responded. So if you'd like a copy of that outline, we'd be more than glad to send that to you, so just let us know. We already have a meeting set up between our office and that office in Indianapolis, and that will occur on November 1st, so we can get a better understanding of what they want from us, because right now we are the ones that are taking charge of this and specifically putting together that one task in terms of getting writers' opinions about the route. So good news is that it is moving forward, and we will keep this committee abreast of what's going on. So we hope that in April it will be submitted to AASHTO for their approval. Questions or comments?
Doug, is that on, do you guys have that on your website, that route?
No, we do not. We did not intentionally put it up there yet because NDOT was still sitting on the fence about doing it, but now that's one thing we will be discussing with them in our meeting coming up, of actually putting it up and then putting some information, because I have a feeling they were wanting to roll all of this out at one time and not doing it piecemeal so that we have information up. But yet when they roll the information up, there may be some conflicting information. So it's my understanding they'd like to do it all at once.
And Doug, when did you say that meeting was?
November 21st.
November 21st. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I believe Mayor Dennis has now arrived. Let the record reflect that Mayor Dennis is now here.
Sorry,
Any other
late.
questions? That's okay. Any
Did
other
I miss
questions?
anything fun?
I'm sorry, John, go ahead.
Did I miss anything fun?
Well, I don't know about fun, but there's not been anything controversial, so you're good.
Oh, man. All right.
We'll move on to the statewide performance measures and targets, and Tim will be handling that.
Yes, so this is something to bring to you guys every year, either near the end of the calendar year or the start of the calendar year. And what it is with some of the federal transportation legislation, NDOT is required to track several different performance measures regarding to things like safety, travel time reliability, certain kinds of emissions, bridge and pavement condition, etc. So we have officially received requests from NDOT for a couple of those items, but we have not officially received the last one, which is the safety one. We do have some numbers, which we are pretty sure are going to be the final numbers that they're going to want us to approve, but we are waiting for a formal request for approval from them before we bring it to this board. So I'm hoping that we can have all those and bring all those together to you guys next month. However, it may be that if the safety ones get delayed, then we will just take care of the other ones since those have been sitting for a couple months, and then we will finish the safety in January if we have to. So just wanted to kind of give you a heads up about that so that you know. We will give you more details when we have them. And it is something, like I said, we've kind of done over the years where we concur with NDOT's targets. Just wanted to give you a heads up on where we are with that. It is something that ties into our TIP development. So we would really like to get it done sooner rather than later. Like I said, the only thing we're waiting on is this official word from NDOT about the safety performance measures. So that's just what's holding it up a little bit. So I wanted to let everyone know about that. Any questions?
All right, thank you, Tim. Doesn't appear there are any questions. We appreciate the information. Next up is Doug for the 2024-2028 Transportation Improvement Program Development Schedule.
Yeah, we wanted to bring the committee up to date in terms of the TIP development. Of course, this document is where we allocate our federal gas tax funds for the next 5 years. The call for projects went out last month, and all of the local governments, the city bus, and then also Purdue Airport are working on their project lists, and we asked those to be returned by December 9th. When we receive those back, we will compile them and then start our public information rollout, beginning with the presentation of these projects to our Citizens Committee meeting, and then also post them on our web, and then send out, of course, the public notices, public contact letters, and then basically start our whole public participation process. The big milestone then coming up after that is when we actually sit down and look at the individual projects, look at the amount of federal funding we have, and then financially constrain the request. This will be done at the January Technical Transportation Committee, and then of course after that we will present the information to this board. Because we are following the STIP development timeline, that is the NDOT STIP, again we are working under a compressed timeline to get the draft document done. Our target is to get the document done and out the door by February 24th. We are already working on that, and we have been very successful in meeting these targets in the past, 3 or 4 documents. So we're fairly confident that we will get that done. The official public hearing will be held in early March meeting, and then we plan to bring the draft document for approval to the April Tech meeting, and then on May 11th, present the document to this board for your review and hopefully your approval. So it is a very short timeline again, and we're following the development of the STIP. We need to get ours done before they can get theirs done. So Basically, these are the major highlights. It's basically the same development schedule that we have followed for the last two development in terms of those two documents. So I think we'll be able to fairly comfortably meet those deadlines. Any questions or comments?
All right. Well, thank you for you and the staff's hard work in that area. The next item on the agenda is the annual listing of the projects, and Doug will be doing that one also.
Well, the good news is that we once again successfully completed the document by the deadline that the congressional legislation calls for. That was having it done by the end of September, and have a copy. It is available online, and of course, if you'd like a paper copy, we are more than glad to send you one. It is substantial, over 250 pages in length. Normally, other MPOs around the state just put a simple list together in what projects were let for construction and the amount of federal funds. We take that many steps forward in terms of not only do we cover projects that were funded with just federal funds, but also all of the local projects. So we read all of the Board of Works minutes, the County Commissioners minutes, and the information about projects we actually include in this document. We have, of course, individual project sheets, so you can have the detailed information for each individual project. And then again, we have completed or put in a completed project section. So if a project was completed that fiscal year, we have that information. So overall, it's a good comprehensive picture of road projects, both local and state DOT projects. And then we also have information about city bus projects as well. So once again, we successfully completed it within the timeline, and it is up and available on our website. Questions or comments?
No, that's great. All that information is very helpful, and it's nice to see what everybody's doing and everything that's going on together. That's nice. All right, Doug, we're going to move on to, and that's you also.
Yeah, I'd like to briefly highlight a few things that are on the list. As you see on the 11/16 bid letting, there are 3 projects that will be occurring within Tippecanoe County. The one I'd like to point out is the one on US 231, project number 2, auxiliary passing lanes. There will be 2 locations here in Tippecanoe County that will receive those passing lanes. Basically, they are on the south side of the county, roughly around 800 south, and then right near the county line. Looking further down, Project 7 is an exciting project. It's a safety project, actually, at McCutcheon and then the elementary school that's just around the corner. And then following that, in January, there is the Yeager Road project that's actually going to construction. So both of those right now are on track. Project 11, we're going to see work on US 52. This is the construction of various auxiliary lanes, whether they be a cell or decel or turning lanes at locations south of Lafayette. Further down, I'd like to point out that we do have one project that's on the bid letting. That's Project 15. This project is not currently in the TIP, so we need to follow up with that with central office and the district office to see if federal funds are involved, and if they are, we will need to actually program that in the TIP. The concrete pavement restoration project at I-65 and State Road 38, that was moved from actually this month's bid letting to July of next year. And then on page 2, the 2 projects I'd like to point out, Project 23 and 24. 23 is phase 1 of the Morehouse Road project, which is now on schedule for a bid letting in a year from now. And then in December, that 2023 is the bridge replacement project, Bridge 527, and this is on Old US 231, and this is north of McCutcheon High School. So, in a nutshell, that is it. Overall, most of the projects are on schedule. questions or comments?
I did have one thing, more of a question, really. It's probably for Shane. But so regarding the Teal Road project, so we know that the project manager for that switched. So we were just wondering if we could get some contact info for that person. We would like to have them come to one of these meetings within the next couple months to give an update. So Shane, should I talk to you about that, or Travis Cole, or who should I be reaching out to get in touch with that new project manager?
Yeah, I'll have them reach out to you, Tim, and we'll get that scheduled. That works.
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
Yep. And I just want to mention item 15 is not using federal funds; it's state funds only.
Okay.
Just for everybody's awareness on that one.
Anybody else? Shane, if you have anything else, or any other board members have any comments or any questions?
I just have one question. John, can you give us an update on North River? Might be back open.
A lot of that depends on weather. It's probably not going to get finished this year, or this season at least. Probably not to the point of being open. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We're going to go ahead and conclude the meeting, and I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All right. We'll take a roll call vote. John Dennis.
Aye.
David Byers.
Aye.
Larry Leverance.
Aye.
Barry Brown.
Aye.
Peter Bunder.
Aye.
Cindy Murray.
Aye.
Ben Murray.
Aye.
Shane Spears.
Aye.
Okay. We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Sorry about being late.
Happy birthday.